You are about to see the most incredible doll ever invented. Her name is Poppy, and she is the first truly intelligent doll in the world.
Poppy Playtime is a game I've long heard about but never got around to checking out, well that is until now with the release of Chapter 1 on the Switch. Now I'll put my hands up and say I thought it was simply a knockoff Five Nights at Freddy's, but I was wrong. That was an unfair statement. This one is unique. My name's Alex, this is SwitchCorner, and today a little bit of a different video for you. Not only do I have a review of the game, but at the end of this video you will find a full playthrough. Let's get into it. Before diving into the review today, let's cover the basics. Poppy Playtime Chapter 1 is priced at $4.99 USD or its regional equivalent. Now although it's quite affordable, it's also brief. My first playthrough was around 40 minutes, the second was even shorter, just under 20 minutes. Now if you are hesitant about the value, there are a couple of alternatives. The chapter first of all is now free to play on Steam. Basically, it seems they were celebrating the launches of Chapter 2 and 3. Additionally, as I said at the end of this video, I'm going to be featuring something new, a full no commentary playthrough. There's even a chapter marker so you can skip directly to that if you choose. I'd also love to hear your thoughts on this format in the comments, as I'm still deciding whether no commentary content fits the channel. The story in Poppy Playtime Chapter 1 is minimal but effective. It opens with a cutscene about the Playtime Company, once a toy manufacturing giant known for creating Poppy, a revolutionary toy that could interact and converse. Now the company's success story takes a dark turn when everyone in the factory mysteriously vanishes. Our adventure basically starts there with this cryptic note. It states, "Everyone thinks the staff disappeared 10 years ago, but we are still here, find the flower." This leads us to the eerily quiet factory, setting the stage for our investigation. Yeah, I think overall the narrative is intriguing, with occasional videotapes shedding light on the factory's past. Now as a first chapter, it succeeds in establishing a creepy atmosphere, and now personally, I'm eager to check out chapters 2 and 3, so hopefully they are not too far behind for the Nintendo Switch. So the gameplay in Poppy Playtime is straightforward, but has its unique twist. Essentially, it's a horror-themed walking simulator, but you can sprint, jump, and crouch. Your main task is to explore the factory and find the flower mentioned in that opening note. What sets the game apart is its puzzle-solving aspect. These puzzles, they vary. Some require clue identification, while others involve using a special backpack equipped with 2 extendable arms. This tool is particularly fun, allowing you to connect electrical sources, grab objects, and reach switches that are otherwise inaccessible. The puzzles are not overly complex, but they do at least keep you thinking. Of course then, this wouldn't be a horror game without some terror, and while there's a sense of tension, what surprised me was it rarely relies on cheap jump scares. Rather, we can see our nemesis approaching and we must run. The horror in question here is a character by the name of Huggy. I presumed the blue, teethy looking guy was actually Poppy, but that's not the case. And my only complaint really here with the character is they're not nearly present enough through the experience. I imagine that will change with Chapter 2 and 3. This is very much world building, but I would have loved to have seen more. Aside from that, there's very little else for me to add in terms of gameplay. I think it controls for the most part fine. It can feel a little stiff on occasion, and then as I mentioned, it can be completed quickly, but I did actually notice new things on my second playthrough, and the videotapes which add to the narrative, I am yet to find them all. So complaints wise then, I don't have too much. Honestly, I think the movement speed could be a tad quicker, and then the frame rate, it's mostly fine, pushing for 60 FPS, but there are occasions where you will notice some minor drops and even brief freezes, as it appears the game is loading that world continuously. This game actually has no loading screens outside of the opening one, unless you do die. Now, should you get caught by Huggy, then these ones, I will admit, they are a little on the longer side. So visually then, I did compare the visuals of Poppy Playtime on the Switch to the PC and PlayStation, and it's clear that while there are some downgrades on the Switch, I'd say the overall execution is decent. The game isn't graphically demanding, but the environment's just impressively designed, reminiscent of a whimsical, almost Charlie and the Chocolate Factory setting at times. The main drawback on the Switch is the lighting. It is noticeably darker compared to other systems, and the absence of high quality shadows definitely diminishes some of the game's intended intensity and dread. Now on the audio front, the game impresses with its minimal voice work, and an ominous soundtrack just enhances the overall atmosphere. So in conclusion, pleasantly surprised by Poppy Playtime. It appears I am now a fan. Initially, as I said, I thought it was just another game mimicking Five Nights at Freddy's, but I was mistaken. It stands out with its unique blend of environmental horror and occasional pursuits on foot. However, Chapter 1 does end quickly, leaving you craving more, a sentiment I guess that is echoed by its price point. While there are some compromises then as well, like the downgraded lighting and occasional frame rate drops, I give Poppy Playtime a good 7 out of 10. The game's future potential, particularly in narrative development, I do think it is something worth watching out for. Will you be checking out Poppy Playtime? Let us know in the comments. Remember then it is free on Steam if you want a cheaper option, and if you simply want to watch a quick run through, that is coming up next in the video. It is 18 minutes, yes I miss a few tapes, but it is of course a complete playthrough. So with that, subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and enjoy the playthrough if you are sticking around.
You are about to see the most incredible doll ever invented. Her name is Poppy, and she is the first truly intelligent doll in the world. A little girl can talk to her. Poppy gives her answers. She is the first doll actually able to have a conversation with a child. Hard to believe? Just watch.
Poppy Playtime!
Poppy's as lovable as a real girl, and she talks like one, too.
Hi, my name is Poppy. I love you. Can you help me polish my shoes?
Why, of course, Poppy. Just like a real girl, Poppy always wants to look her best.
Perfect! Thank you.
Her hair is sturdy and won't come out when you brush it, and smells just like a poppy flower. Is there anything else you'd like to say, Poppy?
I'm a real girl, just like you.
What's the time?
Playtime!
And if you've ever wanted to see how all of the nation's favorite toys were created, Playtime Co. is now offering factory tours at just $2.99 a person. An entire hour in the most magical toy factory on Earth. What are you waiting for? Come visit the factory. We can't...
Hi, my name is Leif Pierre, and I'm the head of innovation here at the Playtime Co. Toy Factory. If you're seeing this, then you're trespassing. Yeah, we play this little tape on loop whenever we close the factory for the day. So, trespasser, just to make you aware, while we pride ourselves primarily on our high-quality toys and excellent child care, we also pride ourselves on our security. For example, this facility is full of hidden motion triggers, which, once set off, will turn on the factory's emergency alarms and directly contact the authorities. And that's one of the more tame aspects of our security system. No spoilers. So, you've got my warning. It's not too late to turn around. I just hope that you're certain whatever you're doing is worth it.
log. In relation, experiment 1006, the prototype. Coordination and cooperation is evidently within his skill set, as well as the skill set of all other experiments of his type. Though still missing, today's events are no doubt in relation to him. His absence was a flaw in the scientific process, which should have under no circumstances been left unaccounted for. That's why I'm making this log, so that the same mistake won't be made twice. Any future experiments will need to be contained and disposed of in a secure location. I'm not worried about myself. One breakthrough and I'll be back. We must forge onwards in the name of science, whether those who are beneath us understand it or not. End of...